Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Thursday, June the 6th. I'm going to take a look at the main slate for this video. I've already covered the early slate. There is a 7-game early slate today, and I did make a video on that, so if you want to check that out, it's already on my channel. I uploaded it before I uploaded this. I would appreciate it if you would check that video out. Give it a like if you're planning to play the early slate. I pretty much give some of my thoughts, how I'm going to be approaching the slate, and what I'm going to be doing. But we're going to take a look at tonight's 5-gamer. Start off at pitcher, work our way down, talk about all the pitchers I like today. We'll look at Yahoo and DraftKings. We'll talk about some stacks I'll be going to. We'll look at some BVP plays as well. Just before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. But starting off at the top with Patrick Corbin, he is $10,300 on DraftKings, our most expensive pitcher today. And on Yahoo, he's the most expensive pitcher as well. He is $48. I think Corbin today is the guy that I want to pay up for here in this matchup with the Padres. I like him a lot on both sides. If we look at this game, right now it has the lowest total on the slate, and both of these teams are tied for the lowest totals on the slate at 3.8 runs for both the Padres and the Nationals. I think both pitchers make a lot of sense in this game. I obviously have more interest in Corbin. He's $1,300 more than Lucchesi on DraftKings. On Yahoo, he's $12 more than Lucchesi. I think Corbin just gives you a ton of upside here. He's a guy that can rack up strikeouts no matter what the matchup is. This is a Padres team that will strike out a lot. More versus righties than lefties, but still versus lefties. You can get some Ks in this lineup, like Greg Garcia versus a lefty. I'm not even sure if he'll be leading off here, but he'll strike out versus lefties. Eric Hosmer will strike out versus lefties. Will Myers been striking out a lot this year. Austin Hedges will strike out. The pitcher in there will K. Corbin just has a ton of upside in this matchup. He feels like the safest of all the expensive pitchers, so he's the guy that I'm going to be trying to pay up for the most here. Then the next guy that I'll be looking to is Trevor Bauer. I really like Trevor Bauer as SP2. I think I'm going to be spending a lot at pitcher today. I don't really feel safe, or it doesn't really feel safe going with some of these cheap options because they just don't feel like very good options. DraftKings has his David Hess, but I'm pretty sure Andrew Cashner is going to be pitching for the Orioles today. Don't want to go there. No way I play Edwin Jackson. Ariel Jurado against the Orioles, I guess, could be an option, but in Texas, in that ballpark with the heat, Jurado just doesn't feel like a very safe option here. Very good chance he struggles, even against a pretty bad Orioles lineup. Mike Fiers against the Angels, don't really know if there's any upside there. Angels just don't strike out. Mike Fiers is not that good of a pitcher to begin with, so don't think I really want to go there. I guess the best cheap SP2 option would be the next guy up, J.A. Happ. I think J.A. Happ at $7,800 on DraftKings against the Blue Jays actually makes some sense here. So if you want to go Corbin Happ or Bauer Happ, I guess, you could definitely do that, but I think just trying to spend up at pitcher is definitely the route that I like to go. I like Bauer a lot on DK. I think on Yahoo, he's a great play as well at $41. Happ's actually more expensive than Bauer and Barrios on Yahoo, so I don't think I'm going to be playing a ton of Happ on Yahoo. I'm mostly going to be playing Bauer here. I do like this matchup for Bauer. I think he can get some strikeouts here versus this Twins team. I know the Twins overall as a team don't strike out much, and they are a pretty good lineup, but once you get to the bottom of the lineup, there's pretty easy outs at the bottom of the lineup, and there are some strikeouts as well with Sano, Jonathan Scope, Castro, Byron Buxton, even C.J. Cron will strike out versus righties. It's just the top four that really scares me, but Bauer is just such a good pitcher that I think he can make it through this lineup, and he does have a ton of upside, just one of the highest upside pitchers in the league. He's going to pitch deep into games pretty much every time he pitches. He's going to throw 100-plus pitches unless he's just getting absolutely blown up. And I know he was going through a rough stretch where, like 3 or 4 games, he was really struggling, but lately he's been figuring it out. 21 DraftKings points in his last 2 starts, been going deep, 8 strikeouts in both of those starts. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bauer go 6-7 innings here with about 6-7, maybe 8 strikeouts. Maybe he gives up a run or two, but pretty good chance he might be able to get a win and give you 20-plus DraftKings points again. So he feels like a really good option at $9,400. But other than Corbin Bauer, I think the next guy, like I said, I really like is J.A. Happ. I think J.A. Happ as a value pitcher makes a lot of sense. Yahoo, I really like Lucchesi at 36. I think he makes some sense if you want to go to him. On DraftKings at 9K, I think he's in play as well, especially since it's such a short slate. Like, I would probably play Lucchesi over Tyler Skaggs. But don't think I'm going to be playing Lucchesi over a guy like even Barrios. Like, I'd probably just try and find $700, get up to Barrios, and obviously I like Bauer more than Lucchesi. But in a short slate, I'll still have Lucchesi in some lineups in my player pool. But let's go ahead and talk about some hitters now. So the one team that I really want to focus on the main slate is the Yankees versus Edwin Jackson. The Yankees are in just such a good spot here. Edwin Jackson might be one of the worst pitchers in the league. This dude pretty much got lit up every time he started this year. I think he's made 3 or 4 starts with the Blue Jays this year. He's made 4 starts. In those starts against the Giants, he allowed 2 runs, against the Red Sox 5 runs, against the Padres 7 runs. In his last start in Coors Field against the Rockies, he allowed 10 runs. Dude's just been getting shelled pretty much every time he's been on the mound. Don't think anything's going to change here. I love the Yankees today, and I think with their pricing on DraftKings, they actually make for a pretty easy stack today. Like, Gleyber Torres is only $4,600. That feels a little bit too cheap. Aaron Hicks is only $4,100. You still got Kendrys Morales in there as a dirt cheap value. He's $2,700 on DraftKings. Even a guy like Clint Frazier has a ton of power. He's $4,500. Only hitter over 5K in the Yankees lineup is Gary Sanchez at $5,500. And I still think Gary Sanchez is a great play and is worth that price tag. But we'll start off with Kendrys Morales. Played him quite a bit on a Wednesday night. We'll see how that goes. If he's in the lineup, assuming he's in the lineup, I'm going to be going right back to him on both sides. He's still dirt cheap on DraftKings, and he's still pretty cheap on Yahoo as well. He's $10 on Yahoo, $2,700 on DK. Just such a cheap price tag for Morales. I know the guy's not a good hitter. He honestly kind of sucks, but Edwin Jackson also sucks, so this is just going to be a battle of 2 guys that are not good at baseball. We'll see who comes out victorious. I think Morales probably has more success here versus Edwin Jackson. I don't think Edwin Jackson can get anybody out right now. Dude's just not a good pitcher, doesn't get strikeouts, throws the ball in the zone. Morales, if he can put the bat on the ball, does have a little bit of power. Plus, it's a hashtag revenge game playing against his former team, the Blue Jays. So I do like Morales as a cheap first baseman. He just makes so much sense today with how cheap he is versus this terrible pitcher and Edwin Jackson. And then getting some more exposure to the Yankees, Clint Frazier is a guy that I like quite a bit on both sides. He should be batting like 6th or 7th, so he might go a bit overlooked today. He might actually be somewhat lower owned. But this is a guy that has a ton of power to both sides of the plate. He already has, I believe, like 10 home runs on the year. Pulled up real quickly. Actually has 11 home runs this year. Frazier does have some sneaky good power. Facing Edwin Jackson, a pitcher that gives up home runs to pretty much everybody. Love Clint Frazier here. In my Yankee stacks, he's going to be a guy that I definitely try and fit in as much as I can. And then Aaron Hicks, another cheap guy that just feels, or another guy that feels underpriced from the Yankees. $4,100 on DK, relatively cheap on Yahoo as well. He's $15. Just going to be loading up on the Yankees. All 3 of my hitters are Yankees hitters today. Frazier, Morales, Hicks, 3 guys that I really like if you're stacking the Yankees. Obviously, this team is going to be a great stack top to bottom. Even the bottom of the lineup guys I think are in play today. Like even Urshela, Brett Gardner, I'm going to have in some of my lineups because Edwin Jackson is just that bad. 5.9 implied run total for the Yankees definitely shows it. So these are my 5 plays for DraftKings today, guys, and my 5 plays for Yahoo. Let's go ahead and talk about some stacks I like, and then we'll move on to BVP before we end the video. So my favorite stack by a mile is the Yankees. I just love them here versus Edwin Jackson. They're going to be the team that I load up on the most. But I'll definitely have some Rangers versus Andrew Cashner or David Hess, whichever one of them is going. Pretty sure it's going to be Cashner. So some Rangers versus Andrew Cashner, 5.8 total for them. I think they make a lot of sense. I do like some Orioles versus Ariel Gerardo. I don't think I'm going to be playing any Gerardo today, even though he's dirt cheap. Just don't think he's that good of a pitcher. I definitely want to attack him here with some of these Orioles hitters, specifically like the top 4. Even Chris Davis, if he's in the lineup, he's a very cheap first baseman you could look to at $2,900. If you don't want to play Kendrys Morales, then Chris Davis for just $200 more makes a lot of sense as a value first baseman. So this game in Texas I like for hitters, and then I'll definitely be targeting some Angels versus Mike Fiers. Don't think I'm going to be playing any Mike Fiers today, but pretty much all my lineups today are going to have Yankees in them, whether it's full stacks or mini stacks or one-offs. Just think the Yankees are in such a good spot today. They're going to be the team that I focus on the most. But let's go ahead and look at some BVP now before we end the video. So we actually got quite a bit of BVP plays. I'm just going to cover the ones that really stand out to me. So starting off with Nelson Cruz, he's gone 7 for 14 with a home run off Trevor Bauer. Jorge Polanco, 6 for 22 with 3 home runs off of Bauer. Mike Trout, 8 for 21, 2 home runs off Mike Fiers. Marcus Semien, 10 for 21, 2 home runs off Tyler Skaggs. Chris Davis, 7 for 18 with 4 home runs off of Tyler Skaggs. So Chris Davis has really good BVP versus Skaggs. Definitely something to note. Will Myers, 10 for 27 with a home run off Patrick Corbin. I think that's probably it for BVP. There are a couple more BVP plays that I didn't go over. If you want to look at those, you can just pause the video here. But I think that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button down below, and make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, or like always, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT if you do have any questions. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you checking out the video. It means a lot. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Good luck on this main slate. Peace.